welcome to the show. Oh, what a week it's been. Oh, it was the Tory conference, ladies and gentlemen, and that was as exciting as it sounds. Here's the reaction to Health Secretary Theresa Coffey giving her speech. Ooh, riveting. Coffee was supposed to keep you awake. Here's Prime Minister Liz Truss leaving number 10 to go to Birmingham. Nope, my mistake. She's doing a U-turn. That's her going back in again. Here's Liz with Chancellor Kwasi Kwarteng at the conference. Oh, get a room, you two. She's just gazing lovingly into his ears. Oh, look, I can see daylight. Liz gave her speech to the conference on Wednesday. That's this year's slogan, of course. Getting Britain moving. Sounds more like a slogan for a laxative, doesn't it? It's just... Liz really had to deliver in that speech, and to be fair to her, she gave it 110%, which coincidentally is the new mortgage rate. Yeah, it is. Hey, later, we'll have musical chat from the UK Eurovision star Sam Ryder is here. But first, he's the double BAFTA-winning grime artist turned TV chef. It's Big Zoo. Oh, yes, it is. Hello, sir. Lovely to see you. Have a seat, too. She's gone from Captain Marvel to James Bond to the acclaimed new action epic, The Woman King. It's Lashana Lynch! Woo! Hello, oh my God. Lovely to see you. Lashana Lynch, everybody! She's the Olivier Award-winning actor, Oscar-nominated star of Phantom Thread and the sitcom Mom. It's a first-time welcome to the great Lesley Manville! Woo! Okay, have a seat, too. Let's have a John there. And what can I say about this man that he hasn't written about himself in his new book? He's the star of Downton Abbey, Notting Hill and Paddington. The one, the only, Hugh Bonneville, everybody! Oh, the energy. The energy. Have a seat, too. Oh. Woo! What? Right, Big Sue.
How you doing? You okay?
Yeah, I'm really good. Really good. I mean, it's an anorak, but it's nice. It's a nice one. It's high quality.
Oh, you know what I'm saying? Look all the swag for them. I'm saying, look at the shoes. The shoes are all big and that.
What?
I don't really wear big shoes, but today I went for the platforms.
Oh, OK.
Buzz Lightyear thing.
Beautiful. And it's a first-time welcome to Lesley Manville, and thank you so much for doing this, because you've literally come straight from set.
Yes, an hour and a half ago, I was Princess Margaret in Wiltshire.
Oh, right. I know, yes.
And that's not an act that I do. I mean, I don't go around being Princess Margaret.
Yeah, children's parties.
Yes, no. I was bona fide being her.
And this is the crown?
This is the crown, yeah.
OK.
Yeah.
So, do you see her out, if you know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
Oh, OK.
Yeah, yeah, the older Margaret.
OK.
So I will bid her farewell.
We all will.
Yes.
Yes. When's that happening, by the way? When will the crown be on the telly?
Well, the season 5, which we shot last year, starts on November the 9th.
Oh, OK. Welcome back to Lashana. Now, you were here last time for Bond.
Yeah.
Obviously. And this week's a big week for Bond. It's the 60th anniversary of the first movie. So have you been involved?
On Tuesday, which was amazing. Oh, there I am.
Oh, there you are.
Fab.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Woo.
It was fab. There was, I mean, they told me Shirley Bassey was performing. I was like, oh, she'll close the show. As soon as the show started, it was Shirley Bassey out straight like this. And I was like, she's in gold, she's happening. No, there she is, yeah. Fabulous. It was amazing. It was amazing.
Of course, I have to say, Lashana, not the only Bond star on the sofa. Do you know this?
No, I don't. I'm ready.
You? Bonneville. Which one were you in?
Well, it was glamorously called, when I first read the script or the scenes, Bond 18, and it turned out to be called Tomorrow Never Dies.
Oh, wow.
No.
I think we've got a picture of you in Tomorrow Never Dies.
There we go.
Yes.
Pillsbury dough man, really, isn't it?
I mean, it does look like Tomorrow Never stops eating, but...
Oh, my God. That's uncalled for.
No, you look so lovely now.
Yeah,
we can laugh at this. We can laugh at this now. Yes. What do you remember your lines?
I had one. I had two, but one got cut. OK, you might have to help me here. Sir, AWACS report 2 waves of land. 2 minutes.
Very good. Damn.
Yes.
Yeah. Were you at the Sound of Bond concert?
No, strangely, I wasn't invited.
And a first-time welcome to Big Sue. First-time welcome to a double BAFTA winner.
Come on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And it was you took your mom, right? You took your mom
Yeah, I
that
took
night.
my mum to the BAFTA. She enjoyed. She was on the stage when I was winning.
But also you did an appeal to the audience.
Yeah, I kind of basically said, if any men in the room want to date my mum, make sure... You know what I'm saying? My mum's a good-looking lady. She's single.
Yeah.
But make sure the bag is correct. Make sure you got money. Yeah? We're playing no games on it, you know what I'm saying?
Did it work?
She took a picture with some famous people, met some famous people. There's a picture
Well,
of her.
I've got a picture of her with, I think, is this Charles Venn?
Yeah, man.
Ooh.
They're looking good together, I'm not gonna lie. He's a bit too smooth, though.
She's gorgeous.
She's beautiful.
She's beautiful, but he's a beautiful man. I feel like he might cheat, you know what I'm saying? So...
He's really lovely.
And also, I'm sorry, you know, we was nominated for the same BAFTA.
I know.
I'm sorry, innit? You've won a lot, you know, so it's my time to...
It's like having Anton I fought this booking. I want you to know. Right, Hugh Bonneville brings us his new memoir. It's called Playing Under the Piano, From Downton to Darkest Peru. It's out on the 13th of October. I love this pose, Hugh.
Maybe I could recreate it. Oh, look, I've got the same suit on. How about that?
It is the same suit.
Yes, it is.
Oh.
Were they going to superimpose a piano for you to lean on, or what is that called?
Unfortunately, they forgot the piano. I couldn't afford the piano, actually.
Now, you know, before I read this book, I didn't know much about you, but from the title, Playing Under the Piano, I was getting quite a posh childhood.
Well, actually, the reference is to actually under a... Yes, it's not a grand piano, may I add.
Oh, isn't it?
No, it's from the kindergarten. And I can remember playing under a little upright piano and not coming out to do the little bit of performing in front of the class that I was being asked to, because I was a bit scared.
Oh.
So there's a sort of... I don't know if Lesley and other performers feel this, but, you know, sometimes you sort of have this tension between wanting to go out and show off and actually thinking it's all silly, I shouldn't do it.
And yet you fought that feeling.
I fought that feeling. Somehow I suppressed it.
So here we are. But you have been working, you know, successfully. You'd making a living in the business. So, but did that feel like a big break to you?
Well, yeah, a different gear, certainly. I mean, the number of people who came out and said, you must have been so relieved when Downton came along. I had been working for 25+ years before then, and very happily so. But it was obviously a completely strange gear shift when we did Series 1. No one was particularly interested, or, you know, people thought that the costume drama was dead, and suddenly, poof, it exploded and became a sort of rolled out around the world and seemed to have an effect in every country it went to. It was very, very peculiar and wonderful at the same time. But it was a significant difference. I mean, without Downton, I wouldn't have met a little bear.
Oh, the Paddington Bear.
The Paddington.
I mean, yeah. And in the book, you talk about how they had to change the rating for the movie, because it was supposed to be a kind of a U for Universal, and it wasn't that in the end.
Well, yes, apparently there were two principal reasons. One is that when Paddington is eating his sandwich in the sentry box and another sentry senior officer comes along to sort of, you know, change the guard and says, get out of here, apparently you might be able to hear the word, get over here, bloody bears. The word bloody might have emerged from the mumbling. But the other was that when I dressed up as a cleaner, that it was a bit provocative.
Well, you kindly put a picture in your book of you dressed. Can you get a close-up of that? I mean, check that out. Yeah. Calm down, everyone. He's right here. I love that got it a PG-13. Yeah. Those legs. And talking of classic children's characters, Matilda the musical is now a movie, and Lashana Lynch, you're in it. You were at the premiere. Was it this week, the premiere?
Yeah.
Wow. So who do you give us?
Miss Honey.
Miss Honey. Oh. Yeah. They love Miss Honey. Oh, there you are. There you are. Jeez. Oh. So a lovely role. You get to act, you get to sing, but a lot of children, I imagine.
Yeah, about 200 children.
Lesley gasping with horror.
Yeah, we survived. It was fine. I mean, there's the main cast, and then there's an ensemble of dancers who are all fantastic, and they work so hard to get this choreography on point. But, you know, they're a lively lot, and it was a lively time.
I'm reading no. This is awful. It was terrible. But now, the reason that Lesley might have gasped at the idea of working with so children is one of your very first jobs wasn't as an actor, it was a presenter.
Yes, I was 17 and up into regions, and this was Westwood Television, which sort of covered Devon and Cornwall and a few other places. The programme was called Young Eyes, and it was like a Blue Peter type programme, but we had to film it as if it was live, even though it wasn't live, because they quite literally didn't have an editing machine at Westwood Television.
Yeah.
So I would do all these interviews, and I was pretty good at it, Graham. I mean, you know.
All right, back off. Big Zoo's already got the BAFTA.
It's true. But one week, I got this little boy who was into speleology, which is cave digging and diving and all of that stuff. In the rehearsal, he was fantastic. So it's a 7-minute interview. He was about 8, 9 years old. So then we go live, as it were, and I ask him all these questions about speleology and do you this and do that, and he just went, yes. Yeah, and? Another question, no. You know, it was awful. I mean, do you ever have that problem?
I do, but happily I've got some other children on the couch. I can turn to.
I mean, I take my hat off to you, because it's not easy.
Good, keep it that way. But actually, Big Zoo, you've worked with young people. You did the Young Chef show, hungry for it.
Yeah, working with 10 young up-and-coming chefs.
Yeah, OK.
See us there, me, Stacey Dooley, Chef KK.
OK.
We got Stacey. Now, it was a beautiful show. The young people were amazing. I had to get into my Gordon Ramsay bag, but I wasn't swearing at them, calling them little shits. I was actually nurturing them to become great human beings.
You look easily impressed, Big Zoo.
Burger! Burger!
Meat and buns! and you, the book. The book, lots of, as you'd expect, lots of showbiz stories, but also it's really lovely about your parents. Just tell us about your mother. I'm sure she was always an interesting woman, but later in life you discovered she was really interesting.
Well, yeah, because when I was about 10, she went off to do a part-time job at the Foreign Office, where she'd worked when she was much, much younger, before she had a family. And my dad would drop her off at work at this building in Lambeth, and he'd go off to the hospital, and sometimes I went with him or whatever. And then cut to years later, when they were both well retired, and I opened the paper one day and it said MI6 building to be sold, and I thought, that's Mum's workplace. And so I phoned her up, and she was in the garden, and she went, hello, dear. I said, did you work for MI6? And she said, And I said, no, but did you? You were a spy. Wow. And she said, no, I did some filing, and which is what it turned out she did. But it was quite sort of classified filing, and I only discovered this years later. And when she passed away, I asked my dad if she'd ever talked about it. He said, no, I had no idea what she ever did, because...
But they allowed you, didn't MI6 allow you in and showed you all the secret files and things?
Well, they didn't show me secret files, but they did very kindly...
They show you secret files.
They didn't show me secret files. They did not show me secret files. Please don't tie me to a chair and ask questions. No, but they did actually ask me in to do a sort of lunchtime chat. They were having this sort of sequence of chats to sort of from outsiders, really, to come in and just, you know, natter to the boys and girls who work there. So I just did a talk about, you know, about my life in the industry and people who'd inspired me along the way and that sort of thing. And then I met a man afterwards. He came up to me and he was roughly a bit younger than me, but he said, I worked with your mum, and that was just astonishing, because she was a few years gone by now.
Yeah.
And he said we were in our section, up in the, whatever it was called, P section or something, and we'd hear these footsteps on the corridor coming, going, quick, there's Pat, quick, look busy, look busy. He meant by those footsteps. I remembered those footsteps, and we were connected by a sort of sound.
Yeah.
And I'd never met this man, but suddenly I felt really a wonderful sort of connection. It was amazing.
Oh, well, it is a great read. It's called Playing Under the Piano, and it is out next Thursday. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Very good. Lesley Manville has such a great feel-good film for us all. It's called Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris. It's out in cinemas now, and this is already a big hit in America. Here's a little taste.
I won 5. I've won!
You want to make nice to her? She's only gonna won the pools. What you going to do?
I'm going to buy a dress.
Something pretty for the Legion dance.
Yeah. A Christian Dior dress from Paris.
Oh, it's so lovely. Thomas there, and I was saying to you backstage, it's like a sort of adult fairy tale. How do you describe it to people?
Yeah, I think that's really spot on. I've been saying it's like a musical without the music. You know, it's gorgeous. It feels like the soothing balm that we all need at the moment. It's 2 hours of absolute gorgeous escapism, and everyone I know in my life, as well as the general public, but lots of people I know in my life who I sort of thought, oh, I wonder what they'll make of this film. You know, maybe it's a bit too feel-good. And they've all just said, oh, I couldn't stop crying. This is so good. So people are liking it, which is great.
And so basically the plot was in that clip. Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris to buy this fabulous dress.
Yeah, the clue's in the title.
Yes. And the idea of going to Christian Dior and buying this dress, so it's not just a dress. There's so many beautiful clothes in this film. And are they reimaginings of what Dior dresses would have been, or are they the actual dresses, or how did it work?
A bit of a mixture, but that period for Dior was iconic. It was called the New Look, and it was post-war, and fabric was a bit more available, and so Dior was celebrating that wonderful, if you've got it, that female shape of the little... Sumptuous.
And have any of the dresses ended up in Manville?
No, but I did get Ada's hat.
Oh.
Which is a bit different.
Thank you very much.
No, I mean, you'd like to think that you can go around taking those things, but you can't really. But I did keep... Ada's got this little felt hat that she wears in the film, so I kept that.
And, Lashana, you are fast becoming a sort of fashion icon. Your red carpet looks are... they're fabulous. Tonight, you know, that's your Bond premiere. And I just wonder, like, are you one of those people, do you just rock up and go, yeah, I'll put that on? Are you really involved in all these looks?
Oh, no, I'm really intentional. I wish I could just rock up. I wish I found it that easy. But this one in particular, I wanted to have a hand in it because it was a special moment for me to celebrate my culture. So this is the Jamaican flag, basically. Yellow, black and green, and that is our national bird at the back. So Vivienne Westwood was really happy to be able to collaborate with me, and I was really proud of it.
Yeah. You know, I was teasing you about your anorak earlier, but let's have a look at you on the red carpet of the BAFTAs.
Come on. He was on the same wave. You know what I'm saying? I thought, you know what? I don't really wear suits, so I'll wear Stony. Yeah, come on, it was fresh, man. It was fresh.
OK.
I love it. I want to do that. That's how carefree I want to be.
Listen, I was just vibes and I thought, you know what? If I can wear Stony and win 2 BAFTAs, you could do anything.
Yeah.
I'm turning up in the tracksuit next
time. Yeah, that's it.
And those are new trainers as well, aren't they?
Come on, look at LVs and that. I'm not here to teach the world style. I just cook. Yeah, that's it. I'm the chef.
Anyway, here you are. Here you are, Lesley Manville, movie star now, movie star. And yet, theatre, you love theatre. I mean, you have dedicated your life to the theatre. Is that fair to say?
No, it is. And I do honestly believe it's where I learnt it all. Because on stage, nobody can edit you. They can't make you look better than you are. You know, the audience can look wherever they like. It's not a director's cut with shots and edits. So it's very... And you're on your own, aren't you? I mean, you have the rehearsals, but night after night after night. You've got to go out there and be it and sell it, and it's very exposing.
I saw you years ago. I saw you in the Cherry Orchard with Dame Judi Dench.
Did you?
With Sam Mendes, the child Sam Mendes directed.
Oh, look at me. Oh, God, that's depressing.
No! I'm touched by time. Naughty.
Naughty? That woman should be locked up. I mean, she's so naughty. Do you want to know what she did to me?
Yes, I do.
No. So there's a moment in the Cherry Orchard where my character was on stage on their own for a short time. Judi Dench is in the wings trying to make me laugh, trying to corpse me, which is...
Yeah.
Try to make me laugh. And she's... How can I put this? She's pretending that she's being pleasured by somebody from behind.
Excellent.
I'm sorry, Judy, if you're watching, but you shouldn't be so naughty. So I'm on stage and I can see all this and I'm desperately trying not to laugh. And the important bit of information here is that I just had a baby. So my pelvic floor wasn't quite what it should have been. Now, I was wearing a long dress, but Judy made me laugh so much that I wet myself. And it gets worse, because the stage was raked, which means it's like... Touch my piss! Trickled up!
I don't think I was there that night, no.
Well, if you were in the front row, you'd have seen it go over the edge. That woman is so naughty. I mean, you must have stories about her.
Do you work with her?
I've worked with her a few times.
Oh, my God.
And we did a play at the National Theatre called Entertaining Strangers, which was an ensemble, a promenade production, which meant the audience was in amongst the actors and vice versa. And one evening, she was in the offstage and she could see a mutual friend, Howard Davies, a director, sitting amongst the group of people on this stage. So she thought, I know. So she scribbled a note. And then as she passed by to go and do the scene with Tim Pigott-Smith, she scribbled down, fancy a shag. And as she walked past him, she dropped it in his lap and carried on and did the scene. And... feeling very smug with, and pleased with herself. And at the end of the scene, she sort of looked round and realised it wasn't Howard Davies.
That's so good!
Well, if you look... Goes to Paris is out now. Lashana Lynch brings us a very different film. This is called The Woman King. It is out now, already been #1 at the US box office, and here is a taste of what to expect.
You are called to join the King's Guard. No kingdom in all of Africa shares this privilege. Train hard, fight harder. We fear no one. And we fear no pain. I offer you a choice. Fight or we die.
Ready for war, where you going?
It's so good. I saw it last night. It's just terrific. And it looks like a kind of fantasy film, but these elite female warriors, they existed in history.
Yeah, they're a female army from 80, and they're incredible. We've got Viola Davis, we've got Sheila Tim, we have Tuso Mbedi, we've got John Boyega, all coming together to represent this based on true event story, and it's just an epic drama full of real stunts and real life, real women, real power, real inspirational everything, really.
Yeah.
For myself included.
Because for most of the film, your character refuses to feel pain.
Yeah, that's based on the real Ogogie women as well. They literally were taught not to feel pain.
Which must be quite hard to pretend that I'm not going, ow, ow.
Look at that clip there. You see me standing on a rock. There's about 5 rocks under my foot there, which is fantastic.
But did they give you a protective thing for the sole of your foot?
No. No, we were just barefoot, just raw the whole time, which was amazing because we were, you know, we were in 3 a.m. Doing stunts in the dark, taking down men, as you see, and like I said, 100% stunts.
Are you throwing him with a sword?
Yeah, with a machete in my hand.
So you got the sword and you're throwing him?
Yeah.
Damn.
And then after I throw him, I then have to take him down again.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
very good.
Stuff. Were you ahead of the game? Were you ahead of the class?
No. I thought I would be.
Oh, really?
I wasn't ready, I'm not going to lie. I thought that having done a couple of stunts that I'd be able to just go in and just springboard off experience, but this was 100% stunts. And Gina Prince-Bythewood was really determined to have us just come in, and she even joined us with training, which was amazing. But no, this was throwing men, this was machete work, they're really heavy, this was discovering muscles in your wrist that you didn't realise you had. This was working on a Sunday.
Big Zula first.
No. Don't do that.
He's just waiting, like...
I saw your eyes.
I say that, man.
Lay out on here.
No, it's just, you know, you was just the right hand, didn't it?
Well, I learned about all that. That was fun.
And now, Lesley Manville, you've done lots and lots of acting. Have you deliberately chosen every role to avoid stunts? Have you ever done a stunt?
I like my own cigarettes.
Oh, there you go.
Actually, I do my own stunts.
When have you done stunts?
No, I haven't done major. If there's falling... I was doing some only last week when I could have had a stunt double, tumbling and tippling around, and I didn't. I did it myself.
Well done, you.
Yeah.
Yes. We're very impressed. We look forward to Princess Margaret's fight scene in The Crown. And you've had stunt people in the past, haven't you?
Yes, occasionally. I can remember one, I did a film in America called Underclass Man, which didn't trouble the box office, and I can remember getting ready for this big fight sequence at the end, and they said, we're going to be bringing in a stunt guy for the, more tricky bits.
Yeah.
Fine, when's he coming? So he's over there. I said, well, I can't see him. There's a really big bloke over there. I mean, quite, there's him. I said, yes. I went, what? And I said, yes, that's your stunt double. I said, you think I look like him? And they went, yes, you do look like him. And when I watched the finished film, I literally couldn't see the join.
Oh. And Big Zoo, you don't do your own... You don't even drive your own food truck, do you?
Nah, I ain't got a licence still. It's not my fault. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, yeah.
Yeah. Are you learning to drive?
You know what? We got a red driving school, because I just got 7 hours.
7 hours?
No, I haven't done it.
Oh, you bought it?
I've bought the 7 hours.
Oh!
Yeah!
That'll do it.
Yeah, I got automatic licenses, so I don't want to do manual.
No, I'm so with you. I learned in automatic.
It's the point.
Yeah, it's like walking across the room to change the channel after they invented remotes.
Yeah. That's a great way to put it.
Yeah, why would you bother learning how to do that? Nonsense. Nonsense. Now, the BAFTA-winning Big Zoo's Big Eats, 3 series now. They're all available on UK TV Play. So just to remind you of what Big Zoo's Big Eats is like, here it is.
You can't have a roast without carrots. But for Mel, we're bouging them up. It's time to take these carrots on a club night. Start with some shallots and butter in the pan. Slice up multicultural carrots, no discrimination, and bun the wine. For Mel B, it's a champagne ting. Woo! Get your beautiful batons into the pan, give it a chef flick. You know me, when I go to the club, man bust the champers, you know my thing. While the champagne carrots get all bubbly in the pan, check on Tubbsy. Add some honey for my honey and a little bit of chefiness. Woo! Yow.
Little bit of chefiness.
See, the
The wrist, it's on the wrist.
Yeah.
It's on the wrist.
That's what you were talking about.
Yeah.
The chefiness.
Yeah, cooking the carrots.
Yeah, that's it. But here's the thing, you know, it started small and now it's grown and grown and grown. Now it's got this mainstream success. Do you think you'll end up sort of cooking in like a studio, like a Saturday kitchen? Or
Oh, nah, man. You know what it is? We had a little breakfast show on ITV, it went well, but the whole, like, this kind of vibe with the cameras and that, nah, man, I just want to chat shit in the van. You know what I mean? And that's what we're good at. I enjoy coming in the studio. It's way more relaxed. There's no rain. Nothing can go wrong. You know, the van's not going to explode in here. But yeah, I like the rawness of the programme when we're out on the roads and it's me and my brothers just chilling.
But you've been on those shows. Was it Sunday Brunch you did?
Yeah. I've done Sunday Brunch a couple of times.
OK, did you cook?
I've cooked a couple of times, yeah. It's gone all right. It's very nerve-wracking cooking live. You know, when you cook live, there's too many things. Someone's in your ear talking rubbish and you're like, bruv, let me just flip the pancake. But when I went on Sunday Brunch last time, Michelle Roux was there.
Oh, yes.
Big Michelle Roux, you know, big boy chef.
Yeah.
He cooked me a soufflé. Very dead. Not gonna lie. Why can't I say that? Why? With chefs, there should be battle chefs. I want to battle Michelle Roux. Yeah? Can I see it down the camera? Michelle Roux, I know you got a family dynasty, but I don't care. That soufflé was dead.
So how did all of this happen to you? Because you mentioned rap there. Like, music was the thing you're supposed to be doing. How did this come along?
I started cooking when I was like 9, 10. When my mum was pregnant with my little brother because I wanted to help run the house. Come on. Yeah. And then, being a young fat man, I stuck with it. And look at me now. Look at me
But so all these things come out of it, and like acting has come out of it. You've done acting now.
Yeah. I got a little main lead in a program called Sneak Ahead. Which
the three actors are now going, this isn't that funny anymore.
Yeah,
this was hilarious when he was cooking.
That's it.
But EastEnders, you're a huge EastEnders fan.
Yeah, big EastEnders fan.
And have you been on the set?
Yeah, when I was filming the music video in Elstree, my friends was walking around as they do, and they found the door, it opened, and it was like, oh, my God, this is the pub. It was in the pub. And because it's a TV set, so we tried to go upstairs, and then when you realise you can't go upstairs, you're like, oh, bro, this ain't real. We tried to pull a pint. No. The pint wasn't going in. And then we walked into another room, like, oh, my God, isn't this like Billy's room or something? Like, basically, we realised EastEnders isn't real. Like, I thought it was a real neighbourhood in BBC, but nah, it's broken up rooms and stuff. It just,
hey, I don't want to blow your mind. I don't want to blow your mind. But someone here has starred in EastEnders.
Ooh. What?
Hugh Bonneville.
What? You got that?
Yeah. Who did you give?
I played a headmaster in one scene with Wendy Richard in about 1980-something, 1990-something.
Yeah, no, I think this is when I used to watch EastEnders. Here you are.
Oh, good.
Oh, my God.
Tell me this. Did you go into it thinking, maybe the audience will demand that the headmaster comes back? Did you...
Well, no, I'd met the director for another job, and I said I would give my eye teeth to be in EastEnders. And he said, well, there's this one tiny scene with Wendy Richard. And so, like you, I turned up at Elstree. I was all excited and walked across Albert Square, and I saw the Queen Vic. And somebody had said, oh, there's a Queen Vic. I'll just pop in and say hello on the way through to the dressing room. Open the door, scaffolding.
Nothing. Lesley Manville, also soap veteran.
Oh.
Which one were you in?
Well, when I was about 19, I was in Emmerdale Farm, when it was a twice-weekly lunchtime soap. Mm-hmm. And I did it for about just under a year.
Who did you play?
Rosemary Kendall.
I think we've got a picture of you as
my
Rosemary.
God. Oh!
And that tree is real. No fakery on Emmerdale Farm. So at the end of the year, did you have a sticky end? What happened to you?
I got to snog Fraser Hines in the cowshed.
Ooh.
That was.
Did that kill you?
Because it was it was a bad case of unrequited love. and a cow shitting in the background. And that was it, I'd gone.
Yeah, I'm out of here. And you might be thinking, Lashana Lynch, she's too classy. She's never been in a soap. But kind of, you were in... Was it The Bill you were in?
Yeah, my first job. My first double episode.
Oh, they were the best.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was your storyline?
I was kidnapped by a gang of people as like a package between two gangs.
I think we've got a picture of you in The Bill. Here you are. There she is.
Oh, my gosh, I had hair.
Yeah. Was this pre-kidnap or post-kidnap?
This was the handover.
Oh,
yeah, Melamine, he was just about to hand me over to, like, a really bad boyfriend of mine.
And was it one of the things where you were thinking, again, will the audience demand I return? Can I be a regular?
Yes, I was what, they need me now. Let's find out what happens to the other gang for the next 6 years. And it never happened.
And Big Zoo, tell me, like, all this success, what does it mean to you? Because your speech at the BAFTAs was so lovely, talking about what it might mean to people seeing you on TV.
Yeah, it was a surreal moment because I felt like I got to represent my whole community, people that look like me. And for me now, working in television, it's important to see people like myself on screen, but I think it's also about working behind the screen. So, you know, I started working in production, got my own production company. I'm going to start trying making telly so we can start putting people in the right positions to actually represent us on screen and behind the screen, you know?
Well done, that man. Very good. This is all series of Big Zoo's Big Eats are available on UK TV Play. And once again, Lashana Lynch's film, The Woman King, is in cinemas. Yeah! It's time for music. This British singer-songwriter has had an incredible year, swapping TikTok for Eurovision. He scored the UK's best result in over 20 years. Here performing his latest single, Somebody, it is Sam Ryder!
You bring me summer every weekend, like a rooftop in LA. When it heats up in the evening, you cool me off like lemonade. So don't change it like the seasons, 'cause you're perfect in every way. Babe, you gotta love this world leading. If you were running, I'd lead your campaign. You wake me up, got a caffeine in my coffee cup, and like a shooting star, you light me up. Oh, you're amazing, 'cause we all need somebody, even lonely hearts need somebody. So before this love leaves your body, give it away. And if you got somebody, let them know never hurt nobody. You use your light and shine it like crazy. We got one life, let's make it amazing. I love you, baby, no, that ain't changing. You got somebody who loves you. Baby, you and me, we got chemistry. Call it alchemy, call it what you want. I don't know what I believe in. What a time to be living and breathing. And I got a feeling that we're here for the same thing. Wake me up, got a caffeine in my coffee cup, and like a shooting star, you light me up. Oh, you're amazing, 'cause we all need somebody, even lonely hearts need somebody. So before this love leaves your body, give it away. And if you got somebody, let them know that they are somebody. A little love never hurt nobody. You use your light and shine it like crazy. We got one life, let's make it amazing. I love you, babe, you know that ain't changing. You got somebody who loves you. You got somebody who loves you. Wake me up, got a caffeine in my coffee cup, and like a shooting star, you light me up. You're amazing, you're amazing, 'cause we all need somebody, even lonely hearts need somebody. So before this love leaves your body, give it away, 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 Just make it amazing. I love you, babe. You know that ain't changing. You got somebody who loves you. You got somebody who loves you.
Whoa! Wowza! Sam Ryder, everybody! How great was that? Come on over, Sam Dew! Woo! Hey!
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Have a seat there. Hello, Lashana, Lesley. Thank you so much for that. The voice.
Amazing voice, amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Really, really good. And that track, here's exciting, off of the upcoming album. Yes, it's Nothing But Space, Man. And that's out on the 18th of November, available to pre-order now. And this is all new tracks.
Yep, and that is definitely a fake because it doesn't exist yet. There's no vinyl inside it. Not meant to give that away, but I like to be authentic.
I'm taking that home to play it. Yeah, but it didn't look like that.
I don't even have one yet, so I'm surprised. That's the first I've ever seen of it.
It looked like that. It looked something very like that. Yeah. So, normally, you would have been on the show before Eurovision, but we weren't on. So, congratulations, because you've taken the curse off it. You know,
Thank you.
You've made it cool again. But you live in the world.
I do.
Yeah, you know whatever about the space. You're here, so you knew the vibe of the UK and Eurovision. Yeah. So what was going through your mind when they said, "Do you want to do it?" Were you really gung ho?
Well, I've always been a fan of it. So to be asked to do something that you like in the first place, to not do it seemed a little bit, I don't know. The wrong energy.
Yeah.
Just because you're from, maybe it should, but...
No, but I love that you said a lovely thing about loving music more than fearing the competition or something.
My enthusiasm is greater than my fear for something like that. Like, I love Eurovision. It's bonkers, it's wonderful, and it brings us all together in a world that all too often pulls us apart, right? And to say, no, I don't want to do it because I'm scared of the outcome, like, you're not really a fan of Eurovision in that case, because it's not about where you come at the end of it.
Well, honestly, I think you've changed everything. It is really... You did an amazing job for
us. You changed everything.
Yeah. But now, here's the thing. Of course, Eurovision is going to be here. So will you be playing a part in the show in Liverpool?
I don't know. I haven't got a clue.
No, you have to.
I want to be there because it's going to be just incredible, I think. So, I don't know, I might be giving out tickets at the door. Catching up the till.
No. And, but we have to check your availability for Eurovision because you're on tour.
Yes, heading out on March, that's it, shortly after the record comes out. And it's like the biggest tour we've ever done. So this is the amazing thing, right? Like Eurovision, you have no idea what it's going to do, but the doors and opportunities it's opened. Like the other week I was playing with Queen. And they're like my absolute as a singer, or probably all of us, right? Queen and bands like that, they're like, they bring us all so much joy. So, like, yeah.
And actually, I meant to say to you earlier, Sue, have you stopped music now for the TV and the cooking?
Nah, I'm still recording.
Oh, OK.
Yeah, I know. Everyone's on me. Everyone's on me. They're like, Zoo, why are you not trying to rap? We're just trying to cook chicken. But I'll be back. Yeah, I can sing like Sam as well.
Yeah.
Don't make me sing a ballad. Nah, I'll try.
No, duet. That's what we want in our future.
Soon come.
Yeah. Big Zoo, Sam Ryder.
You do the great facial expressions when you sing. You do the...
It's because the suit is tight. And thin as well.
You wear it well, sir.
Thank you.
You wear it well. Thank you so much for that performance. Good luck with the album. Good luck with the tour. Sam Ryder, everybody!
So good to see you, man.
Right, that's nearly it. Before we go, just time for a visit to the big red chair. Who do we find in it tonight? Hello.
Hello.
Hi, what's your name?
Sarah.
Sarah. Hello, Sarah. And whereabouts are you from, Sarah?
Near Market Harbour, Leicestershire.
Oh, you know, Market Harbour. Near Market Harbour. Market Harbour adjacent. Lovely. Are you just out in the country? You will remain nameless. OK. I tried. You
did.
Did you work for MI6? No. All right, Sarah, off you go with your story.
I used to work for the Foreign Office.
What the? Go on.
Anyway, so I was at the British Embassy in Montevideo, Uruguay, and one of my jobs I had to cover for the accountant one time, and I had to go to the bank and cash some cheques and get some money. And while I was in there, 2 armed robbers came in and bundled us all into the corner. There was a lot of crying, not me, but a lot of people were crying and upset, and I was trying to sort of help people around and, you know, do my consular thing. And eventually the robbers found what they needed and ran off. The police came, and it took forever and ever to answer all their questions. Meanwhile, eventually I got out, and I was like, oh, and I was a little bit nervous and a bit sort of shaken myself.
Yes,
and I thought, well, do you know, I've done my bit. The ambassador will be so proud of me. You know, I've helped all these people. There'll be a cup of tea. Maybe there might even be a gong or, you know, an MBE. Who knows, you know. Anyway, I got back to the embassy. Shut. Everybody had gone home. I found out the next day our driver had messaged and said, she's held up at the bank, she won't be back early, so you might as well all go home. So, and I was like, no tea, no nothing.
You deserve to walk. You deserve to walk, sir. Well done. A bank robbery. I mean, that is a better class of story than we're used to. I mean, normally there's some dog poo involved or something, but no. All right, that really is all we've got time for. If you'd like to go in that red chair and tell your story, you can. Just contact us via this very website. Please say a huge thank you to all of my guests tonight. Sam Ryder! Big Zoo! Lashana Lynch! Lesley Manville! And Hugh Bonneville! Join me next week with singer Self-Esteem, Hollywood star Elizabeth Banks, boss of British Vogue, Edward Enninful, Oscar-nominated Kate Hudson, and Irish legends, Brendan Gleeson and Colin Farrell. I'll see you then. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye!